blur up again. Listed skill. As weapon expert. It's 3 hits against familiar. How about their damage reduced? Mercy. Medkit. Fellowship. Mm, do bolter proficiency. Stick through that.
Let's make a deal.
So the Servo Skull 1. No damage from area attacks. Mm, 8 to 11. Ari weapon. $13 to $20. $17 to $20. Higher minimum damage. Should be 3. Will dodge 47% of average enemy attacks in this chapter. 37 compared to 14, so that armor's better. That on. What is this? Plus 10 willpower. The wearer has conviction, dogmatic. They gain plus 5 fellowship. So it should work for you. That goes there. For navigators, so item granted to wear a plus 5 bonus. Attack use once per battle can be used immediately to move while bleeding, burning, and tots to fetch from enemies. Within 10 cell radius, these enemies receive 3 impact damage with 20% armor penetration. Looter gains plus 5 chance to reduce incoming warp damage by half for each point of deflection. Alright. Grab this. Grab this. Pop a save here. Nature-looking woman on a voluminous robe peers at you curiously through her ocular lenses when you descend into the bowels of her beer-headed domain. Another noble bypassing the queue under the pretense of just wanted to ask. All you highborn ever want is to just ask. But what about protocol? That's what I'm asking. Who is going to follow protocol? Jay glances at you and whispers, "What? So I paid off a few clerks to let us skip the queue, Shireen. Your time is more important to me than just any little formalities." "Very well. Don't just stand there. You're here now, or do you think the Master of Seals has nothing better to do than receive unexpected visitors?" The old woman beckons over a servo stall floating nearby. "Begin entry, current hour, current time, current cycle, 41st millennia." Metal manipulators immediately begin feverishly clacking, taking dictation. Perfect Master of Seals is not too many titles for one official. Display time by yourself. Tell me about the work. My companion wishes to obtain a Murtatum Tabulo Officio. Master peers over the ocular lens at Jay in disbelief and then looks at you. "I take it you are her sponsor. In that case, you must submit a written application in conformity with template 404.01, as well as written permission for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personage. Without it, I cannot issue Mistress Hadari. Mistress Hadari, the form for collecting the seals required to obtain a Mercantile Tabular Officiate, the certificate of an official trade representative." In these words, the Sasserine smile dropped from Jay's face. "Seals? What seals?" "We will discuss that when the Nation of Valsius have prepared the primary documentation." Lets out a stoic sigh and rolls his eyes. You get the feeling that this is not the first personal interaction with the administration bureaucracy, nor is it his second. Complete the application form. A perfect sharpened quill scratches pleasantly on the parchment, but for the few minutes, the ob the obfuscatory phrasing, footnotes, and amendments, you are forced to write out the same details over and over about you, the Protectorate Theodore von Valsius J, then also every living person who bears your family name. If you do not know all the required information, you must complete supplementary forms. 1 hour later. The Master of Seals nods in approval and stows the scroll into a tube labeled with your name. Next is the consent form for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personages. Give your written consent on the present form. The scroll is whipped away into another tube in the Master of Seals protocol. Executed application received. Process approved. The servo stall scribe taps out each word after its mistress's pronouncement. "Come on, esteemed Damar. What's that you were saying about seals?" The woman unhurriedly holds out a printed scroll to Jay. "Here's your document, Mistress Hadari. Unfortunately, it does not yet have the legal force. I can certify it as a sacred Merso Tabulo Officiate once it has received 2 seals of approval. They are easy to obtain in the Imperium Court. Administratum servitors have been handling such tasks for over 50 years. There is one such servitor here under Doris in the Road Trader's Palace. The second is on duty to keep seals in the Tekelos Epsilon sector." "Why are the seals on the fixed here in the Administratum Palace?" According to Amendment C3C/8, implemented by Prefectus Estina II of Doris, one of the seals must be kept in the palace of the ruler of the Von Valsius Protectorate, making a symbol of the unbreakable link between the sacred warrant and the Adeptus Administratum. The second seal, the ocular lens perched on her nose, splits and she rifles through the moldering scrolls with her wrinkled fingers. It is held in the Teton Absolute System in accordance with the Sacred Decree OL008/ZN. Unfortunately, after a fire 200 years ago, all that remains of the original decree is an amendment certified by an unknown adept with the initials AA. No instructions repealing the decree were ever received from Holy Terra, therefore the seal remains where it ought to be. There was a time during my earlier years of service when I performed the duties of a secretary in charge of logistics reports to a local administrative office. Your words, Master Seals, bring back memories of which I am not the least bit fond. And have them place 2 seals of approval. The goal is clear. The Master Seals nod with satisfaction. Please do return once you have prepared the documentation.
Keep your wits about you.
Nothing else here that I know of. To the palace. Oop. And here we are. Craft Factory, do not purchase the item. It will simply be yours for the taking. Where would that servitor be at? Not in here. Actually, I recommend requesting one of the seals of the in the road trader's palace. Mencia Wershian must be in charge of the administrating servitor. Okay. What are you talking about, Mr. Dari? My patience is not exhausted, but you're coming very close. I shall repeat myself. No, I will not be. See the family resemblance with Aberlin. You cannot be further from the nose, my dear Clementia. It wasn't the bridge. Let the road trader decide. Your lordship, I apologize for the undeceit, but might I ask that you rein in Mrs. Dari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions towards me. As the exalted one is my witness, Shireen, I tried everything I could to separate you from the unnecessary headache over the seals for the Markbone Tabula Officiae. I even showed this aid with a temper worse than the Sandstorm, the certificate with your signature. But your chancellor merely kept batting me away with her flail of baseless denials. I suspect the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble personage. Clencha pursed her lips and glowers at Jay. Oh no, this isn't about me at all. Jay narrows her eyes as if she peers into Clementia's face until the latter finally lifts away. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell us yourself, or should I help you? Whatever is the matter, Master Orshia? I'm afraid that my words may anger your lordship, The seal you're looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. Her Lady Theodora von Valsius ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium, but as you well know, we are a long way from Holy Terra, and the warp storms ravaging the Tronos expanse will have been unable to receive replacements to this day. Presume the one responsible was punished promptly and harshly. I was assured Theodora von Valsius ordered to have the malefactor dealt with accordingly. Servitude Imperatius, your lordship. He now performs his duties to the Imperium without reservation or error. However, she refers to her dad as like one of the worlds under Caldo Winterscale's rule, like Dragonis, was granted the honor of keeping the sacred sigil of the Administratum. The archives of House von Valsius mention 3 systems that are presently under control of House Winterscale. These would be the Forgotten Twins, Landrin's Belt, and the Nameless Star. I am confident that the Ministratum Palace is located on one of these planets. A better chance of finding the seal in the pocket of some rich collector or fence than on a remote world owned by one of your rivals, Shireen. I suggest we make contact with any traders we may encounter in our travels. People in my line of work tend to have a good eye for such things. There is every possibility that someone has waited their whole life to fleece or to return the great relic to its rightful owner. There's something I must discuss with the Chancellor in private. Me and Shireen, dare not waste any time on the precarious balm. That is your time. If I may be excused, I need to certify this officiate. Have you found one of the lost seals, your lordship? Not yet. Wait, what am I doing? There. I'm gonna go to the Twin Stars for something. Jump there. Boop. No need for a profit. It's a station. Inquisition shipwreck. Hopefully I remember the Inquisition's on board. He is.
Is there money to be made?
Let's search this.
Just as he ordained.
Soldiers were killed by shots in the back. It seems they were executed by their own comrade, who then used his last charge to blow his brains out. That's an issue to soldiers whose posted in compartments with heightened security. Okay, so it's human made.
Due Humanity prevails.
There's a gaping hole in each corpse's head. They were brought out one by one and shot from behind at point blank range. So they were all executed.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
An expected result.
Do you hear that? That screaming? Passengers will keep their mouths shut. There is no screaming. So is this a black ship? No, I hear it too. Oh, Emperor, his screams are so loud. Please stop this torment. Why are you torturing us? Something's not right. Wardens, combat positions, tell the bridge we have suspicious activity in here. Get back, damn mutants. Isn't right? You can't treat us like this. What are you doing? What are you going to do to us? We want to live. Embrace the gift of decay. Fucking Nurgle.
I always keep my options open.
5.
The Inquisition taught me many things.
The eyes shrewdly dabbed on the wall seem to track you as you move. It. People were not killed by weapons fire. Perhaps there were no ammunition left for them. They were brutally butchered with knives. Brick corpse starts bastards ration, judging by the lingering smell. It's dosed with a sedative. Embrace the gift of decay. No. Warp. Truths of some blasphemous script proved too incomprehensible to decipher.
That was a problem for you.
Embrace the gift of decay. Right there.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
In translucent film, you can see the vague outlines of decaying bodies. The ribcage has been broken open, and a heart still beats inside it. I don't like that. Pasquale?
The machine god grants me insight.
Still running, though perhaps not for long. This explains why the ship's interior is still warm.
Let us not dawdle.
Wanted to live. Why?
I better myself through my service.
Say blow that fucking door. Medicaid.
Just as I was taught.
So, fuck ton of miscellaneous cargo. Just a small little mess hall. Warden Kappa 322 reporting for patrol duty at the main confinement cell. Astropathic sensors indicate the presence of unknown impurities, high risk of contamination. What? But I was saying to the Emperor what's happening to me. Blade Bearer? Yep. Decay.
Is there money to be made?
Triage product right out from the person is broken bones. Okay.
What a shame.
Fruit scribbling to some blasphemous strip.
Useless.
Come on, what'd she say?
What a shame.
Fuck her. Just get it right.
Easily done.
Eternal life, Nurgle Father, decay, for we do not want to die. They will hurt us, no one will hurt you either. No one will hurt us, no one will hurt you either. The Interior surveys the dissolution, the decay around you with an icy state. The throne preserve us from the arch enemy's machinations. Is this the ship that once transported you? I have insufficient knowledge of the structural features of Black ships and nations. However, I do recognize some of the fragments of the devices littered beneath the arch enemy spawn. Remnants of psi shields, speakers for stunning prisoners, sedative diffusers. Bad memories. Henrik's mouth tightens, no more than usual. What do you think happened to the ship? Henrik looks around. Anything could have happened to it. Even Black ships are not immune to the vagaries of the warp. The Geller field, a prisoner riot, a minor glitch in the sacred mechanism. Any one of these causes could have been fatal.
The Emperor favors me today.
Bracing fragments of plate armor rusted and covered in fungus. The ladders and flamers and shock weapons and containers are covered in layers of whitish maggots and partly eaten away by acid corrosion. Check it.
I failed.
What do you mean you failed?
What torments you?
Keep your wits about you.
Never doubt me.
Alright. After the last shift, conciliation, they transfer me to the pariah barracks and Everything they say about these freaks is true. I don't know if they were raised this way or if they really don't have a soul, but just being near them makes me feel sick to my stomach and cold. On healing empty creatures pretend to be human. They beat and execute the passengers like it's nothing. A normal person is disgusted at the thought of smashing a person's skull. Well, either way, either that or they like it, but not them. They don't care one bit. If it was up to me, I'd toss them into the hole with the rest of the mutants. But the Psyker tricks don't work on on them at all. They very very handy when you're traveling on a ship stuffed full of enraged Psykers. I had to move one of the Psykers from the communal hold to a separate quarters. The traitorous piece of shit was encouraging the others to revolt, and our esteemed ship's confessor ordered us to give him a good hiding. We beat him for 2 hours or so, and by the end, my damn cough had got so bad it was unbearable. Alright, so that has to be the one that used the key. Need a key.
I always keep my options open.
We're up the turret. We lost contact with hold section 238 and 239. The riot is spreading. Emperor have mercy on us. I won't let these blasphemous mutants take control of my ship. Broadcast over all bots channels in the name of Inquisitor Yotan Hall. All crew members are hereby ordered to take up arms and begin a total purge of the holds. Every sector on board must be destroyed. Cleanse every inch of the ship with fire. The Emperor protects.
Make an example out of you.
If you're there. Shit, they're coming from the back too.
Just a minor setback.
Good deflection. Good block.
Doubt
Fire.
is for the weak. I'll do
Fire.
it. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Fire.
Each strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak.
Alright. we're going back up to here.
Just a temporary setback.
And
I'll
fire.
make it happen. Your numbers mean nothing to me. Accept
You-
your lot.
I will
Move
leave
to
the
there.
Prince of Scarlet.
Say it now. We quite literally
As
just
honor or death is a blessing.
end these fuckers.
Brings me no pleasure. Death is a blessing. As the tenants killing brings me no pleasure.
Run up to here.
A dance of blades and shadows. Let not the
That's
righteous
Walt's that.
may their blades be sharp, caught by the web. My blade whispers your name. Caught by the web. Let your soul be purged.
Most.
As honor ordained is a blessing. Trust
Over to
me.
here.
Let your soul be purged. As honor
Hit it.
ordains. I shall not, my blade whispers your name. This goes against the tenets. Let your soul be purged.
As many hits
The
on this thing as I
shadows will
physically
sword
fucking
by
can.
your web.
Alright, there we go. That's half done.
On it.
Mark him. End him.
Make it happen.
Alright, there we go. That's one side completely clear.
Focus, Van Callox. Focus.
As honor
Hit
orders,
it.
my blade whispers your name. Let your soul brings me no pleasure.
Alright, that side's completely clear.
Indeed. What is the ringing?
To here. Slap down that trap. Ah, I didn't realize you were there.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Wish I could slap that down, but no one's on fire.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
Fuck it.
For the throne, I'm done with this one.
Alright, now we just hold this fucking spot.
faith without deed. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. I refuse. As the
Kill
Emperor
him.
commands, each strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak. Power resides in the will of the righteous.
Kill him.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Oh.
Don't let your guard down. You all fall before
Bam.
my might.
I am your
Run
blade.
all the way fucking down there.
As my blade whisker is a blessing.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Spot in here I'm missing for that key. Not that I see yet. Corpse flesh is crystallized. Also lift. Okay, so let's hit futz off more that way.
Useless.
I'll predict some ambushes.
The Inquisition taught me many things.
Where there is his gift, you will find his gardens. Where you there is his
Let us
decay.
know, Dordle.
Just taking us up closer to the bridge. Hot's waters. That's fucking something.
Rise to the top. Your arrogance will be your downfall.
You maggoty corpse!
Warding sphere. And you go there. You go over here. There. Look at Argenta on your side. And Pasquale, just he's gonna be the one that is going to try and kill that.
Running binary to the right.
Alright, that does jet shit to that. Gotcha.
Desire condemns you.
That's a good double pop. Hopefully that kills him.
Request approved. Maggots.
Harry.
I'll see to it.
Dodge. Sneaky little fuck. Nail him. Good. Pretty much used territory moves. Okay.
I'll make it happen.
There is only death, yours or mine. Trust me. Caught by the web.
This. Good hit.
I shall not fail. Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure.
Alright, rear line's clear. Blade bear is done, so we just start focusing in on that.
Vital functions successfully terminated.
Naturally.
That did 0 damage.
I need a foothold. I won't object to it.
Even taught you to fight like this!
But of course, Lord Captain.
Buff you.
Let's see to it.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay, so that's not getting any damage done to it. Come on.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
It will
Shoot
be
it.
done. I've suffered worse.
Mm. Is immune to on damage and most common effects. Death of creatures under its control deals damage to it. Gotcha. Just gonna deal
Significant value.
2 to that. Okay.
You should feel honored to witness this.
I bring
We're
mercy
here.
and retribution. As honor ordains, the
Jump
other
to
side
there.
waits. as the my blade whistling brings me no pleasure. I shall not fail. The other side awaits.
Now you cut.
The shadows will see it done.
Him down.
Is a blessing. As honor ordained, killing brings me no pleasure.
Alright, that's the extent of your range. Advanced tracking.
I'll see
Yep.
to it personally.
Nail him again.
On it. I'll see to it. Should have thought twice before crossing me.
Very good.
Death comes in silence. Trust me.
You could do worse, but not by much.
Let's actually not directly focus him, please.
I shall not fail.
Jump.
The shadow.
Okay, that side's clear.
Get me a target.
Need to kill that butter.
Naturally.
Oh, dealing damage to him.
Each strike is a prayer.
Ah, so I can't do anything.
Brace yourself, Abelard. I'd rather not.
Can't do shit from that side.
My vow is
Fire. Where did that fucking move to? Right there.
I'll make
Boop.
happen. I'll see
Now
to
him.
you personally.
I'll go for him. Good.
I will leave footprints of scarlet, as honor ordains. My blade
Kill.
whispers your name. Trust me. As honor ordains. Trust me.
Them.
Is a blessing.
No one goes down easy.
I've suffered worse.
Everyone, step aside. Let's
Hit
see
him.
to it.
We did that first.
Just a minor setback.
Bop.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Good.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Ah.
I'm not interested. At your beck and call.
I can't even make a move. Who has the sphere?
Explorators know one route.
Off this way. Come on, 50. Aha.
We function as one.
Perfect.
On it.
Murk that fucker.
I'll
Now
make it
him.
happen. Who if
Double
not
slugs, so that way I don't have to worry about shooting my dog.
mistake?
Boop.
As the
Nah,
tenants
this.
demand. Killing brings me no pleasure.
That.
Scorn the pain. For the throne's glory. The Emperor is on our side. Let's see to it.
Charge him.
I won't object to it.
Go.
As the
Fuck
Emperor
you.
commands, I act.
It's 14 to 20. 28 to 40.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor, this is why I was chosen. I'll do it. As the Emperor eradicated.
Okay, there we go.
Is there money to be made?
Sergeant Arm Seal Ship's Logs. Down. The first time momentum reaches 200 units, sectors turn the sector gains +5 to all tractor races, +1 resolve, +1 deflection, +1 to all damage that the sector deals until the end of combat. Mm. Okay. So I could increase their lore warp a little bit. Bonus to lore Xenos. Hmm. Extra turns are good. So enemies that consider the Vanguard a priority target. Yes. Give me strength training.
There.
More warp. Amulet is all touted, suffering from the wearer. Is that a success or a failure? Item sergeant at sea receives ship logs. Nothing up to there.
I always keep my
Over to
options
hero
open.
fast. And then we'll go down. Oh yeah. There we go. Bit better. Infernal pistol. Tempestus Terrapus. Mm, 50%. +2 deflection. As long as you're above 75% wounds, you have a +4 deflection on that. You can use it. You can use it. Mm. Not sure, but let's see where this takes me. Alright, right back down to the beginning. Turn to the void ship. Lord Captain, this is Bots. Tell us, speaking, I hope the heretical expedition was a success. What will be your further instructions? Machine spirit of the vessel is dead and defiled. It should be sent to the Omnisci in a proper nuclear funeral. Tacticians to strip the vessel of anything valuable and make sure they keep quiet about what they see. Be done, Lord Captain. I will inform the ship's steward about the need to provide secure storage spaces for the discoveries, as well as the armed squads of the street well-trained wardens to protect them. Clatol. Fucking monies. What about this one? More fucking plasteel. Dodge detects the remains of an ancient mining ship that crashed on a planet. It looks like it was carrying equipment and settlers for a new mining site. Search of the ship might prove useful, but it carries certain risks. Conduct a search. The search team was able to retrieve the last surviving extractium from under the debris. They suffered no losses and returned to the ship triumphantly. Rid of this. Welcome your lordship to Haratos Rim, our humble trading station. I am Pontius Lockdom, here to offer highborn guests only the finest wares and special ship modules. Just Nord is heard over the internal VODs, a trading station. Pull the other one. Everyone in the Expanse knows that this is a pirate den where they peddle the stolen plunder. But to be fair, they never touch the customers, which is probably why they're still alive. Mark more powerful engines. Take a look at this mod. This model will be a worthy acquisition for your flagship. The spirit of the machine is obstinate but fast. Saturn pattern engine 3 battering engine. Deal. I wish to upgrade my vessel's weapons. What rumors have been flying around lately? Same old, rampaging pirates, nefarious smugglers, Xenos prey on lone ships. The valiant Imperial Navy alone fights them all, and we thank the God Emperor that we can enjoy its protection. There's a rumor about a lone Adeptus Mechanicus ship on an ancient halt that is reported to appear in one system or another, only to vanish the next day. Who knows why it broke away from the Explorator fleet, or if its secrets may hold, but this is just a tall tale unworthy your lordship ears. Medium range dorsal macro cannon, which fires 3 shots, dealing 14 damage per shot. Whenever it hits the enemy's hull, it has a 50% chance of starting internal fires on the ship for 3 to 4 rounds. I'm going to keep the lance. Gradual drive provides 12 speed along with strong acceleration and low braking. So that's plus 3 additional void movement points when ramming. Probably wasn't worth it. Any other spots I can get to pop a stand over here? Give the crew gear. Jump to here. Release us from its grip. Perfect. That's a Bloodstone Web, a death cult dwelling in the bowels of Von Velsch's flagship. There's a fucking warp gate here. That's a lie, not my ideal thing to have around. Begin. Got a warp gate. Lord Captain, we're passing by a town certain marked on the stars and charts. The dimensional data augers are not showing any suspicious energy readings. The device is dormant. Thank the Emperor. What is this gate? The ancient Xenos artifact older than humanity itself. Judging by the design, this is a gate leading somewhere, perhaps straight into the wicked abyss of the warp, considering all the nasty shit that used to roam around here. Many captains, Her Lady Theodora included, have tried to reveal its secrets, but it seems that no one could figure out how it works. Good for them, if you ask me. What was Theodora's interest in it? She didn't exactly share her plans with us, always kept them close to her chest. But on and Lemon say she was searching for a way to open the gate and see what's on the other side. The Cognizance fleet conducted its own analysis of this Xenos artifact, all records of expeditions to the site were added to the exploration catalog. Nasty in what way? I want to repeat the rumors, and I don't know the truth, but it was bad. There was a word of ships and even whole trade convoys disappearing. Captains started avoiding the system until eventually the Lord Inquisitor came here and made short work of it. Hasn't been much in the way of rumors ever since. Actually, the Inquisition made sure Voidsmen kept their mouths shut. Whatever the Gate used to spew out, it must have been profane and a danger to humanity. Report received. Study the construct. I would advise against approaching the Gate. The Inquisition has declared the entire area around it off limits and packed with mines. Our augurs won't be able to detect them. Consider it done. Alright, we're going to call it there. Thank you guys